I need your help to save my farm and many other farms. I wanted to give you guys an update on what we figured out with our contract through NRCS. So to give you some backstory, if you haven't watched the previous video, please go out, watch that previous video I've got on there. We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. So the reason that they're not able to hold up the contract is our EQIP program, which is cost sharing on fences, waters, a well, and some seedings, was funded by the Inflation Reduction Act. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding through the Inflation Reduction Act, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward. But the issue I have is I've already done a bunch of the work, already paid for the material, already paid for the labor, so I'm out all that cost, and I use my farm operating expenses in order to do those projects, because per contract, I knew that I was going to get cost sharing refunds on the stuff once completed, but now that it's completed, they're saying that they're unable to provide the funds because of the freeze on the Inflation Reduction Act funds. So I reached out to a couple different senators and Congress people. So I reached out to Ann Wagner's office. I have not heard back from them. I reached out to Josh Hawley's office. I have heard back from him, not from him personally, but from his office. And they are looking into it because they said that this should not be happening. The intention was not to take away the funding from the farmers, but doing the Inflation Reduction Act, cutting those costs, then it's also taken away from the programs that those programs helped out. So it's in the works, but what I need from you guys is if you could please share this, tag your representatives, tag your senators. I need to get some ground on this because I'm not the only one this is affecting. So there are other farmers in the comments saying that they're in the same boat that I'm in because they signed these contracts, and the contracts, even like, so whenever I looked into the contract, I made sure that that funding was set aside. It wasn't funding that, oh, we hope it's there whenever it's done. I made sure that that funding was set aside so that way before I made these business decisions, I knew that funding was there per contract. So they're backing out on the contract because they don't have the funding. They can't release the funds. So please tag the representatives. Please tag the senators. I need to get some ground on this. We need to help me and other farmers out. We've got to get this funding paid out. I don't care if they don't do it in the future. The problem is there was contracts in place. Multiple farms made business decisions, and multiple farms are going to sink if we don't get traction on this and get those funds unfrozen.
Welcome back to my channel, AI Crystal. Today, we're talking about something that doesn't always make headlines, but absolutely should. Texas farmers losing their farms because of tariffs. These tariffs are making it harder for farmers to sell their products, compete in global markets, and keep their land. For many, it's a struggle just to survive. Let's break down what's happening, why it matters, and what it means for all of us. Not just in Texas, but across the country.
Now, this orange crap is jacking the economy up, jacking the farmers up, which you voted for it, so good on you, farmers. And now you want us to bail them out with our tax dollars again? Yeah, no, I vote no. Then on top of that, China is literally calling us peasants because some person who will go unnamed decided to call them peasants when they supply us with, I don't know, most of the stuff we have. But you know what? Now that I think about it, everybody might be turning into peasants because, again, the economy is doing a topsy-turvy thing. We literally going back to where we was at, I don't know, 4 years ago when he got out of office and somebody had to come in and try to clean up his mess because he tied in all the bailouts and on top of tax cuts for people who don't need it. So, yeah, maybe they are. They're just trying to turn everybody to peasants.
Well, my friends, our farmers are in full-blown crisis, and it's not because of Mother Nature. It's because of Donald Trump's reckless tariffs that have torched decades of trade relationships and handed America's agriculture future to China and Brazil on a silver platter. 12,000 tons of pork canceled. Soybean exports collapsed, and family farms are now shutting down. And it doesn't stop there. Longshoremen, truckers, warehouse workers, entire communities are being gutted. This didn't have to happen, but Trump wanted a trade war. He wanted headlines, and now our farmers are paying the price while China laughs its way to the Brazilian soybean fields. And to make it worse, farmers who sign contracts with their own government, they're being stiffed, left holding the bag. So let me be clear. I will fight like hell to rebuild our rural economy, restore fair trade, and make sure American farmers never again become pawns in a MAGA publicity stunt. This district deserves better. America deserves better. Are you ready to fight back?
Hello, everybody. It's David with Perry for Congress 2026, California's District 21, an independent voice for you. With this trade war going on, this tariff catastrophe that's happening, Americans are going to be affected across the board, particularly farmers. So there's a lot of farmers in this area. China has announced a retaliatory tariff of 125% on all goods and products coming from the United States. They've also announced they're not going to buy soybeans from American farmers. They buy more soybeans than all other countries combined, which they feed to their cattle. What happens to those farmers when they lose their farms? Who buys that land? Looks like, kind of like a land grab to me. What happens to when they stop buying products to the farmers in this area? The scars of others should bring us caution, said St. Jerome. Peace. I love you guys.
If this topic matters to you, show your support by clicking that like button, sharing this video, and dropping a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a post. And make sure to subscribe to AI Crystal for more eye-opening content like this.